shows like that and Yellow Jackets and
All right,
Ted Lasso.
thanks for taking some time today. We're going to get right into it. I think everybody who was here when I said this, I went to a lifting class yesterday and my lower body is super sore. So we're going to do some lower body stretches and stuff today. Probably a little bit slower than last week. I had some feedback that all of the suggestions were a little much. So I'm going to try to simplify it. So we'll get right into it. Starting in a nice tall seat here. Align each vertebrae on top of one another and close your eyes if it's comfortable. Place your hands in your lap or on your knees and take a full breath in. Exhale, let that breath go. 2 more just like that. Breathing in and out. Once more, breath in and back out. This time, let's raise the arms with your inhale, reaching up, let the palms connect, and exhale, bring the hands through your heart space. 2 more like that. Inhale, breathe the arms out and up. Exhale through center. Last one, reach the arms up, keep them up, and exhale, stay here for a moment. Really reach those fingertips up high, maybe roll out through your wrists, twinkle the fingers a little bit. Just short side body flexion here. As you exhale, this time bring your right palm to the mat wherever it lands and find a gentle side body stretch here. Keeping your right shoulder rolled back, creating a long spine. Breathe out. Inhale, switch out the hands. Left hand comes to the mat, right arm up and over here. One more on each side. Switch it out. Right arm down, left arm over. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, settle here. Inhale, arms stretch up. Extend your legs out in front of you and fold forward towards the thighs, bending at the hips. Maybe let the forehead come towards the knees. Really feeling that length on the back line of the neck of the legs. I'm here for a few breaths. Breathe in nice and full. And stay for the exhale. Inhale gently, come back upright. This time we are going to bring both feet in towards center, finding a butterfly. If you've got that bolster nearby, that might be nice to place right on the center because we're going to find a nice forward fold here. Your hands are also a good stopping point if that's comfortable. With these longer posture holds, I want you to take mind of your breath. And that doesn't have to look like anything fancy, just simply noticing your inhales and your exhales in the body. Stay here for 2 more full cycles at your pace. And on your next inhale, once you are complete, no rush, come up to a nice tall spine. We're going to keep the right leg in, keep your right foot in, and extend your left leg here. extend it kind of in a V shape here. We're gonna find some openness through the hip, keeping that bolster nearby if you want to use it or not. We're gonna extend the arms up with our inhale, creating a long spine, and then take your shoulders and turn them towards your extended leg. As you breathe out, hinging at your hips first, keeping your spine long, go to where you first feel the sensation, and then let your hands frame the leg, really soak in that stretch. As these next few moments pass in this shape, you may start to feel a little bit more limber or stretchy on the back side of the body. You may notice a little bit more depth in your shapes. Stay here for 2 more full rounds of your breath. And after your exhale, stay where you are and just begin to point and flex your toes. It does not have to be big movement, just noticing how that feels. And then maybe an inward and an outward flexion of the ankle. Look like much. And then take a breath in, come back right here. Stack the legs. As we did on this side. Your inhale, elongate. Turn the shoulders towards your other extended leg. And slowly, as you need to, hinge at your hips. And then use your hands or bolster as your support. We're going to be in this shape. You're on the other side. Oftentimes in these still shapes, our mind travels elsewhere, and a good way to kind of keep it within this community, within this space, within your mat is just minding your inhales and your exhales, as simple as that. After your next exhale, maybe begin to find a little movement in this ankle. Pointing, flexing, rolling out. And then we lift arms up overhead. Both legs are going to extend in a V, finding a depth that works for you. And then using that bolster or your hands in front of you, go ahead and fold forward here. Find your depth, find your breath, and pause. Take 3 more cycles of breath at your pace. Inhale and exhale. After that, slowly coming upright. You can set your bolster off to the side. We're going to do a couple more seated and then we're going to take it onto our backs. So bringing your right leg in front here, we're going to get into what's called deer pose. So it's going to get deep into the hips, and I'll give an alternative shape because sometimes this one doesn't feel good for everybody. So I'll give that after this, but try this out, see how it feels. So right leg out in front of you, left leg out beside you. A lot of times when we get into this, our hips kind of come off center. So bring that back ankle in a little bit. Maybe you can sit down on your sits bones a little more. Maybe press into the ground, lift and lower real quick, and that realigns. Okay? If this doesn't feel good for you, that is okay. Find figure four instead. Okay? So when you're here, some of you, sorry, this one does have a lot of options, but I like to give them. Some of you might feel better if you fold forward over that front thigh. Some of you, that'll be kind of focused on that front leg. Some of you might like to recline back on your hands for a little hip flexion on this one. So find one that feels good there, and we are going to rest in this shape for a few moments. Wherever you are, take a breath in and exhale it out. Come up to a tall seat here. We're going to sweep both feet out in front of you, finding a quick windshield wiper. This might release any kind of tightness that built through the hips or backside of the body. And then we're going to build that up on the other side. So keeping your left leg in front this time. Right leg goes out to the side. We are super different left to right, everybody across the board, so it doesn't need to look the same. Just find something that kind of feels the same. Try on forward folding, or maybe leaning back. Maybe this side just needs a little different loving on it. Find your time exploring here. And then when you're ready, and only when you're ready, find your stillness and find your expression of the shape. Come back to a nice full inhale and a cleansing exhale. As you start to feel balanced, left and right, take a couple more breaths. Naturally, we want to move on to the next thing. Just relish in these final moments. And once you do feel complete left or right, you can come upright and swing your feet in front once more. Windshield wiper them side to side. I'm going to do a quick supported kneeling stretch. So coming up onto your knees here, I'm just going to turn sideways so you all can see. You can have your bolster nearby, or if this is too much on your knees, fold that mat over once or twice for a little more cushion. Starting with your right leg, right out in front here, stacking the right knee over the right ankle, keeping your hips over the left knee that's on the ground. And then hands are here for support. We just lean into that front leg, maybe feeling it in the right leg. Maybe you feel it in that left hip flexor. And then come back to where your knee is aligned over the foot, where your hip is aligned over your knee, and then bring your hands back behind you to a clasp. Roll your shoulders open. Maybe you look up. Feel that opening through the chest. We have lots and lots of forward fold, so opening up here. Bring the chin to the chest, hands back to the knee, and switch it out. Left knee comes in front this time. Again, align that left knee over the left heel. Hips stay over the right knee. Hands can come on that front thigh for support. Leaning into the shape. Another one here. Shift back, aligning your joints, stacking the knee over top. Wrap your hands back. This time find you're uncomfortable interlacing of the fingers. Balance out a little bit. Again, roll the shoulders open and back. This time maybe keep the chin tucked to the chest. See how that feels different through the shoulder muscles. If you don't like it, that's okay. You can look up. One more back here. Let go of the hands. Come on to tabletop for just a moment. Find a quick cat-cow flexion. With your inhale, drop the belly, look forward, bring the chin high. With your exhale, tuck the chin, round through the spine like an angry cat. We'll move through on your breath. Inhales to drop the belly. Exhales to round the spine. Your breath, your movement, just for a few. One more cat, one more cow. And after that, come back onto all fours. Bring the knees to the edges of your mat. Toes come back to connect. Shift your hips back towards your heels. And you can rest here on your elbows in a modified child's pose if that feels nice. Or just walk your hands out in front of you. Take a few moments getting into this shape here. Minding your breath, keeping it nice and full. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more breath in. One more breath out. Slowly walk the fingertips back towards the knees, coming upright. Keep your bolster nearby. We're going to come onto our backs here. Just want to have that within arm's reach once we're back here. Alrighty, let's go ahead. Are you guys liking the hip flexor tension or not so much? Okay, good. Let's do a little bit more of that. Grab onto your bolster. We did this one, we've done this one before. I think everybody might have done this. We're gonna roll onto this and then kind of recline back. It'll go right beneath the base of your tailbone or right at the top of your glutes. You can keep your feet on the mat. Bring one knee to the chest. Or you can extend that bottom leg down for a little bit more focus on that hip flexor. Keep the shoulders nice and broad. Keep the breath nice and full. long breaths in. After you complete your exhale, switch out the legs as mindfully as you need to. Bring the other leg up to grasp onto you. And take your time setting up here. Again, it's not necessarily supposed to look the same or like anything specific. We're just seeking something that feels good that we can hold for a number of breaths. Stay for the whole exhale. And go ahead and release your other leg. We're going to take that bolster out, place it onto the side. Again, keep it nearby. Find a windshield wiper with your knees. That feels nice. The low back might have built up a teensy bit of tension in that shape. So wiper through these nice and slow. Keeping your left foot on the mat, take the right ankle crossed at the left knee, getting into a figure four shape. Finding your expression here, maybe bend the left knee towards midline, getting a little bit of a squeeze. And although we are supine rather than sitting up, I want you to be mindful of a long spine here. That'll help you get the fullest breath that you can. Some of you might stay here if this feels good, and that's awesome. Some of you maybe twist the right foot across the body, nice and slow towards the ground, for just a supine twist in the lower back. Take a couple breaths in. Wherever you are, you can gently unhook the right heel from the knee. Coming back towards center, rock the knees side to side in the windshield wiper. And then balance on the other side. This time, left ankle comes across the right knee. Again, finding your expression. Maintaining a long spine. Take a breath in. And exhale, settle in. And breathe out. Keep this posture if this feels nice. You try the twist on the other side when you want to here. The left foot comes across midline. 2 breaths here. After your last
Last little windshield wiper here. And when you're ready, extend your feet long. Extend your hands up overhead, finding a full body stretch. From your fingertips to your toes. Roll out to your wrists and ankles. And then gently begin to guide your feet off the right side of your mat, getting into our banana asana. If you want to, hook your left foot over top of the right. And then the hands follow up and over right side of the mat. Maybe your left hand grasps onto the right wrist. Sensation through the left side of the body, all the way down past the rib cage to the hip. Take a breath in. And stay for your exhale. Another full breath in all together. And exhale. Let's travel through center here. Finding a similar shape on the other side. Walk your feet to the left. Maybe right foot crosses on top. Right hand grabs left wrist. Big breath in. And breath out. Another one all together. Breathe in. And out. Back to midline here again. Long body stretch. Tuck the knees toward the chest. Wrapping the arms around the legs. Maybe stillness feels good. Maybe rocking side to side feels good. And then we have arrived to our last posture of class. It can look however you want it to look. Traditionally, we lay flat on the mat, but I know some of you have grown a liking to that supported fish posture. I'll show you what that looks like again. Grabbing onto the bolster, base of the spine. We work out on that or at our desks all day, hunched forward. So really opening up here on the mat is a great option. Find something that feels comfortable to you. You don't need to look like you did last week or like your neighbor does today. Close your eyes if it's comfortable. Just relax these next few moments. Take a full breath in, filling the lungs, filling the chest and belly. Exhale, let that all go. As slowly as you need to, roll to your side, rolling off of that bolster, coming to a nice tall seat. Taking a full breath in. And exhale it all out. Place your left hand over your heart, right hand over your left, and just feel the beat for a moment. May there be peace in the mind, strength in the body, and light in the heart. Namaste.